And where are you from?
Tim from Toronto.
Tim from Toronto! What's your name? Where you from?
Kemptville, Ontario.
Jen from Kemptville, Ontario. What's your name? Where you're from?
Tiffany from Ottawa.
Tiffany from Ottawa. I'm going to shake your hand now before you go pee. Alright, be quick.
We're going to pause for 1 minute.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Have a seat, Jack.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was
Yeah, I gotta kiss the fish first to say that.
You know. What the hell is that on the bar that looks like swamp water?
Not good.
Looks like a melted freeze.
Not good.
Come on, boy.
Push harder for fight.
She washes her hands.
That's good.
She has to.
Stop. Don't abuse myself. Trying to find his dirties.
Don't want her makeup again. Hey! There you go. Tiffany! Alright, well, welcome to Newfoundland. The idea behind this Screech-In ceremony is to try to teach you a little bit about the province, so at the end of it you become a little more aware of who we are and what we are, and you become what's called an honorary Newfoundlander. Got it? Listen. So before we start, I must tell you that I do like absolute silence. If you want to hear me, you can go downstairs. I am not the son of a fisherman or a lighthouse keeper. I don't eat fish 3 times a day. I don't drink Screech.
Bullshit.
At least not before noon on weekdays. I am not to buy the build the boat, and I'm not to buy the sailor, but I got a boat with a fine forecutty, and it's got high top sails, and I'm paying the green. And it's the prettiest boat that you've ever seen. If you drop it one more time, you get a smack on the ears. I used to have a premier once, and his name was Brian Tobin. He went to war with Spain over something called a turbot. Not quite sure what a turbot is, actually. But I'll be damned if somebody from Spain's going to come take it away from me. It's very emotional there. I believe in kitchen parties. Not raves. Oh, I believe in iceberg beer. Not Alexander Keith's. And at the puffin is a true, proud, and noble bird. Now a scuff is a dance, and a black horse is a beer. And it's pronounced Newfoundland! Not Newfoundland or Newfoundland. Newfoundland is the oldest settlement in North America, the youngest province confederation, and the only rock you can party on. My name is Skipper Lukey, and I is a Newfoundlander. Thank you. Now, my good people, 95% of the original settlement in Newfoundland came from 2 provinces of Ireland and 3 shires of England. We've managed to adopt a lot of their culture, history, traits, and a lot of their linguistics. We actually managed to come up with our own language here. We call it Newfoundlandese. Not Chinese, Newfoundlandese. Our first 3 words I'm going to introduce you tonight is what we call Prague, Puttock, and Glutch. Prague is Newfoundland word for food. It's for your puttock, your stomach, and you're going to glutch it back. It means you're going to eat it. This evening in Prague is what we call Newfoundland steak. Yes, my love, it's bologna. Good old make-believe bologna. But the reason why we call this Newfoundland steak is because years upon years ago, the kid that would have that on his sandwich would be considered the rich kid in the community, the royal one. The kid that would have lobster on his sandwich would be considered the poor kid. That kid was so poor that if he didn't wake up on Christmas morning with a herd on, he'd have nothing to play with. So I need everybody to take a small piece of prague. There you go. Excellent. And go ahead and glutch it back. We're not going to say grace here tonight. So that is your prague here, putting you glutch it back. Now I'm going to teach you a small story about a fish. Because the codfish is very, very plentiful here in Newfoundland for very many years. In fact, the person who actually found Newfoundland just dumped a bucket of fish down there in the water, pulled it up, and it was all full of codfish. And now places from all over the world have all come in now and try to take our fish from us. But we used to catch our own, and we used to trade it all around the world. If you look at the national dish of Portugal, it's salt cod. If you look at the national dish of Jamaica, it's salt cod. Look at the national dish, well, Jamaica's a great example, because we used to send our fish down there, salt cod, and they would send us back rum in exchange for it. And we used to love to get our rum. and we would get down on our knucks and we would kiss the fish, knowing that it was going to come back to us in the wave run. So in keeping with that time-honored tradition, I got a little buddy for you all to meet.
What's knocks?
We'll start from you. So I need you to pucker up and show us some love. There we go. Wicked. I said show a little bit of love. Didn't have to molest it. All right.
That thing is frozen.
It is frozen. If it thaws out, it starts to sink. And you do not want to be smelling like a smelly fish.
It smells like a smelly fish.
There you go.
Here we go.
Excellent. You must be from Quebec, right?
No, fuck no.
All right. Hey, I saw there was evidence of tongue. Now, that is the second part of this masterful ceremony.
He's like small as
It's
hand.
fish.
That is the fish. And like I said, we used to trade our fish with the Jamaicans for the rum. It was a very, very strong barrel rum. In fact, it was considered a test of a man. If he could drink it without screaming, passing out, or having a heart attack, he was considered a true man. In fact, Screech got his name down from the south coast of the province, where one night we were serving up our hospitality to a U.S. captain, and he drank the shot, and he yelled out a great big yell.
Kind of like that.
Drank the shot and made him scream. Now, just like that. And the sergeant came on running into the room and he said, "Who yelled out that god-awful screech?" There was a Newfoundlander sitting at the bar that said, "Screech, boy, 'tis the rum, me son." And that's how Screech got his name.
Oh shit.
So I never got you to sign any waiver form, so for heaven's sakes, don't get any on your skin. And please don't
Don't
drink
get it
it.
on your skin.
Don't. We can't have a drink without having a
Oh,
toast.
you have one?
That's right.
I'll have it. So hang on a second. Hang on a second.
Holy
So
shit.
here's the health in your
Is my
company.
drink
Smell
ready?
it.
I'm trying to have a toast here. Can you just keep Shatter box. Here's the health in your company and one for the lasses. Let's drink and be merry, all out of our glasses. Let's drink and be merry, but that's to refrain, for we may or may not ever all be here again. Up the lips, over the gums, look out, call it, here she comes. Touch her back. Golden elixir. Now, my good people, before I let you go here tonight, I got to teach you one small phrase. The phrase I'm going to teach you is a phrase you're going to take home with you. So when a Newfoundlander runs into you on the street and he asks you, is he a screecher, you're going to know what to say. The correct response is, "Deed I is me old cock, and long may your big jib drop." Got it?
Okay.
No, good. Oh, no, you don't got it. I'll tell you what, I'll slow it down for you. I know I'm not talking too fast. You're all just thinking a little bit too slow. And I'm listening, because you can't be listening and talking at the same time. So up along me and the rest of Canada, you might say, "Indeed I am," but in Newfoundland you say, "Deed I is." So I need everybody to say, "Deed I is," at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Deed I is.
Very good. The next part of the phrase is, "me old cock." Cock is the shortened form of the word cockney, which comes over from old England. Me, my good friend, and my good buddy. What you're saying is, "Yes, I am my good friend," but you're going to say, "Deed I is me old cock," at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Deed I is me old cock.
Very good. Last part of the phrase is, "and long may your big jib dry." See, the jib's the foresail on the schooner, so as long as drowning when you're doing good is wish for good luck. So what you're saying is, "Yes, I am my good friend, I wish you good luck," but you're going to say, "Deed I is me old cock, and long may your big jib dry." I'm going to say it, and you're going to say it, and we'll break it up into segments, all right? Say, "Deed I is."
Deed I is.
Me old cock.
Me old cock.
And long may your big jib draw.
And long may your big jib draw.
All right, now they tell you all honorary Newfoundlanders. Very good. Before I hand out the certificates, which you have already earned, I have one more rant to share with you, and this is a couple of things that you might want to try to hold on to, because it make you a better person, know a little bit more about the island. Newfoundland was the first province to respond to the Titanic distress signal. Newfoundland was the first place to discover proof of the theory of the continental drift. We were the first to host a transatlantic flight. We were the first to have wireless communication in the world. We are the oldest rock in the world. This is the oldest city in North America. Water Street is the oldest street in North America. And the Royal St. John's Regatta, which happens on the first Wednesday of August every year, is the oldest continuous sporting event in North America. We are considered the most generous people in all of the entire country. We are considered the funniest people in all of the entire country. We are the sexiest people in all of the entire country. And we are the most sexually active people in all of the entire country. A Newfoundlander invented the world's first artificial ice arena. A Newfoundlander invented the gas mask. A Newfoundlander was once a governor of Northern Rhodesia, and there was a Newfoundlander with Abraham Lincoln at Gettysburg. We are the only place in the world to have 4 identifiable flags, We have our own encyclopedia, our own dictionary, our own pony, our own dog, and our own cultural publication, the good old Newfoundland Herald. Welcome to Newfoundland. And like I said, I have certificates for each and every one of you.